Good evening, welcome to Central News for Friday the 1st of November. I'm Hilary Entwistle. After a Hamilton City Councillor made election promises to initiate neighbourhood liaison groups, it is now time to see the idea put into action. Angela O'Leary was re-elected into Hamilton's West Ward and is now busy making plans to improve the way the community communicates with local council. Angela says these groups provide a much-needed avenue for the public to have their voices heard and put forward ideas and concerns.
Because I'm a big believer in going out to where your audience is, that they're not coming to us, and we've seen that in the recent local body elections. People don't know who we are, they don't know what we do, so we need to go out into the community and make it easy for people to find out about what the council's doing and how they can get involved in what we do.
Tauranga Energy Consumer Trust is holding on to 33% of its shareholding in Trustpower, subject to continued monitoring following a survey of consumer interests. TECT has announced it will retain its shareholding, but trustees have the right to sell 6.55% if trustees consider it is in the best interests of TECT and consumers. Chairperson Michael Cooney says as a result of the potential threats to Trustpower's New Zealand's electricity business, trustees will closely monitor the progress Trustpower is making in developing a number of diverse and exciting business opportunities outside the New Zealand electricity market. Now for our region's weather for the weekend. Hamilton, fine spells and an evening shower with a westerly. Your expected high is 17 and an overnight low of 6. Saturday for you, Tauranga, is looking good, becoming fine with a southwesterly. Your expected high is 19 and an overnight low of 9. Sunday for you, Hamilton, a few showers and a westerly breeze. Your expected high is 18 and an overnight low of 6. And Sunday, Tauranga looking good too, mostly fine with southwesterly dying out. Your expected high is 20 and an overnight low of 10. Just ahead, the South American Arts Festival. Welcome to Central News on TV Central. A Hamilton South American Music Festival is offering a taste and experience of South America from a different and fresh perspective. Festival organiser Juan Martinez caught up with Harriet to explain the music and why it is unique.
Okay, the festival, the idea of screening video clips as it is quite unique. So yeah, definitely that will make a big difference, gathering together and trying to see a continent's culture and ways of expressing through the music, through video clips. So yeah, that is quite unique. You know, we rely so much in our visual, on our everyday living, and mixing that with music, the universal language, you know, you get something that is actually quite powerful to come across and send the message, especially when it comes to a culture. So yeah, that is quite unique.
And what sort of things have you got that will perhaps challenge people's perspectives about South American music?
Most of the time when people think about South American culture, not only the music, but you come up with some well-known answers, you know, like football, cumbia, when it comes to music, merengue, salsa, and all those things. And they're all quite valid, you know, they're part of the continent. But the idea of the screening festival is to show that it's more to it, you know, that open it up, say, okay, yeah, that's part of it, but actually South American as a continent, it's amazing, you know, so.
Now, what are some highlights that people should watch out for, or perhaps some things that you are especially excited about sharing?
One of the things that I'm most excited is to see people's responses, the feedback, and see actually how do they feel when they look at the video clips. We have a big range of video clips from different countries as well. So what it means that you're gonna see video clips that are being filmed on the streets, in studios. You're gonna get some video clips that are more mainstream, telling you a story, you know, that you watch like a short film. Yeah, so I'm really excited to see the people's reaction and seeing how they feel when they see that. You know, they might come with a concept, and my idea, my aim is that they come out with a different concept, you know, and with the want to dig for more, you know, and get more info. So that's actually what the radio show has been doing for the last 2.5 years, broadening up and showing that there's more to South America than just samba, you know, in a good sense,
And what sort of person would enjoy this event?
There's no age limits or restrictions, you know, and definitely people that like diversity, people that can actually art lovers, people that enjoy and have the ability to see beyond set structures for passion, you know, see that actually the people can express their passion, you know, that South American passion through music beyond that. So yeah, anyone is welcome, and just be open-minded.
Now, the festival is running today, but you also have another date. So can you tell us about that, when it's going to be and how people can come along?
So it's happening on November the 6th, on Wednesday, November the 6th, down at Creative Waikato. That's on Alexandra Street. It's happening at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. It goes just before 8 o'clock, so between 6 and 8 o'clock. We're going to have some video clip, there's some drinks and nibbles as well to share. And everything is South American inspired. So we got some really nice treats for you to try. And we're going to have some clérico, that is a sort of like a South American drink as well, you know. So yeah. There's a Facebook page if people want to, you know, have a look in there. You can look it up under Rock del Sur. That's the radio show's name, Rock del Sur. So yeah, all the info nowadays is on Facebook. So and Free FM website as well, you know. All the info is up in there. So yeah, if you check on freefm.org.nz, yeah.
So why did you decide that you wanted to put this event on?
Well, as I was telling you before, Rock del Sur, the radio show, is been running for the last 2.5 years. And we've been working on that, you know, showing the continent's ways of expressing from a different perspective, you know, trying to break boundaries, open up windows and say, hey, you know, look, there's something else, you know. And last April, we did a radio marathon for 12 hours. What we did on those 12 hours broadcasting from here, we got in touch with South American musicians and in New Zealand and in South America. So it was a bit of an exchange over 12 hours, you know, phone calls and getting connections, and just showing that actually, you know, artists, painters, it was not only music, but, you know, was based on the arts, expression, you know. Yeah, we explored a bit of South American through the arts. And when we did that in April, we got in touch with these music producers in Colombia, and they've been producing video clips for upcoming artists. You know, what's happening with the music in South America nowadays? So they've been producing musicians and making video clips. So we had a chat and we decided, so that would be a really nice way to show actually what's happening nowadays in this, you know, 2013, with music in South America, you know, and just change people's conceptions. And so that is why we'll start working on it. And yeah, now we're down in October, November, and yeah, it came to, it's coming up.
And who supported you in putting the event on?
Lots of people. We've been very, very lucky. Definitely Amplificado TV, those are the music producers in Colombia. Free FM has been, you know, a supporter of this event all the time. The Waikato Hispano-Latino Cultural Group and the Hamilton Central Business Association, you know, they've been great supporters of us. And a lot of people backstage as well, you know, doing their input. So yeah, a lot of people have been working on it to get this to life, yeah.
For more information on how to buy your tickets, visit freefm.org.nz. Coming up next, it's 5+ a day month. Why not challenge yourself? Welcome back. We all know we are meant to have 5 or more servings of fruit and vegetables a day, but the month of November is 5+ a day month. So why not challenge yourself to do this every day for the next month? I found out why it is so important that we boost the fruit and veggie intake. Welcome to the show, Bronwyn.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
So why is it important that we get at least 5 servings of fruit and vegetables?
It's lovely that you said at least 5 servings of fruit and vegetables, because we really, if it was, truth be known, we probably need closer to 8 to really be maximising the benefits that fruit and vegetables have. That's why we say 5+ a day. But I mean, fruit and vegetables are ideal for maintaining health and well-being. They're a source of all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients that your body needs. And fibre is really important in this day, and especially in New Zealand where we have such a high incidence of bowel cancer, because you need fibre for gastrointestinal health. The WHO say too that something like 1.7 million deaths internationally could be prevented if people ate the right number of servings of fruit and vegetables. And they attribute, I think it's 14% of gastrointestinal cancers, something like 11% of heart disease, 9% of strokes, to the fact that people haven't eaten enough fruit and vegetables in their life. So I think that's a pretty convincing argument just to start with, really.
Yes.
Apart from the fact they taste delicious too.
That's quite shocking statistics.
It is. It's scary.
The new kind of saying is 5 servings of vegetables and 2 of fruit. Is that right?
Well, I think, the more the merrier. But I mean, we're working here in this country in 3 servings of vegetables, 2 of fruit. And it's not hard to achieve when you look at the size of a hand. A serving size is what fits in the palm of a hand. That's what we tell people. It's an easy way to look at it. And so when you think of 5, it's not a lot to ask someone to put into their day, really. I mean, we'd like to see people eating more, of course, for the health benefits that come from it. But in New Zealand, we'd be happy if we can get them to 5. And we're getting there. Very definitely.
Because November is 5+ a day month.
It is indeed. It's our whole month dedicated to fruit and vegetables.
So we should be challenging ourselves to do that every single day this month?
Absolutely, but not just this month. I mean, it's just raising awareness and making people focus more on their healthy eating. It's something you should do every day.
Now, what are you guys doing for the schools? You're having a bit of a competition.
We are indeed. Every November we dedicate to 5+ a day, which is our program to promote fruit and vegetable consumption. We produce curriculum-linked teaching resources, which teachers pick up and teach in class, and so we ask them to do that during the month of November. This year again we're running our challenge to schools to actually run an event, invite the local media along, take pictures, get the community involved, because if the community's involved, parents are involved, local media are involved, it highlights the message. And they send us in the results of what they've done. They register online at our website, and there's $6,000 worth of Bosch appliances to win. So it's a good incentive, I think, to get involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
How can parents at home try and encourage consumption of fruit and veggies in their kids?
I think the main thing I always say, and this is an important fact, is to serve them. If you don't serve it, it's not going to happen. Getting children involved too with the choices is an important one. Depending on the age, of course, they can actually help prepare. And I think that's a way of ownership too, and getting to know it. And even getting them out in the garden and growing, trying to grow vegetables, or helping pick fruit from a garden, or choosing fruit and vegetables in a supermarket where mum and dad go shopping. Gets them involved in the whole process. The other thing, of course, is that it takes time to introduce a new fruit and vegetable into a child's life, so you don't give up after the first or second effort. It may take 8 or 9 times before a new taste is accepted. You've got to persevere with it. When a baby's newborn, I mean, the first taste is a sweet taste, so something sweet is the first thing they do. The other tastes have to be introduced. And so, serve a new vegetable along with one that they already know, introduce it slowly. But I find really, and everybody says the same, when you cut up fruit and vegetables, children will eat them. I was at a school just the other day and we had fruit platters, and it was just, I don't know where the kids came from. They were emptied in about 2 seconds. We couldn't keep up with the demand. So, cut it up, serve it, they'll eat it.
Well, that's an interesting fact, because I mean, a lot of parents do that. They kind of give up, don't they, when their child goes, oh no, and they throw the broccoli across the room or something like that, and they say, okay, so the child doesn't like broccoli, give up.
Well, but it's not that we do the Free Fruit in Schools program, supplying fruit and vegetables to all the Decile 1 schools and Decile 1 and 2 schools in New Zealand. And we've had requests for vegetables like broccoli raw and things like that, because the kids love it. If you serve it, they'll eat it. It just takes a little bit of time to introduce something new. And it's not forcing the issue too, it's just slowly.
Now, fruit has had a bit of bad press recently. You know, I mean, people say, you know, you should limit it because it's got high sugar and this kind of thing, and eat more vegetables and eat less fruit because of the high sugar content, therefore it's bad for you. Is there any actual truth behind that?
No, I think a lot of the pitch against eating fruit came from these low carbohydrate diets, you know, these fad diets that were a thing of the past. And what people don't realise is those were probably based around highly processed carbohydrates. You need carbohydrates to function, and fruit's a perfectly natural way, along with vegetables, to get those carbohydrates. But apart from just getting the carbohydrates, you're getting things like fibre, important for, as we talked about, for your gastrointestinal tract. And the fructose in fruit is in a natural state. It helps gut bacteria to flourish, the good bacteria that you need. Fruit's full of minerals and vitamins and phytonutrients, which are excellent and totally necessary for good body function, for cellular respiration and things of that nature. You know? And you've got all of those things happening in one small package. I mean, the thing is too, when you look at it, perhaps, you know, fruit does have sugar, yes, but it's carbohydrate, and your body functions on carbohydrates.
Visit their website to find out some handy hints on boosting your fruit and veggie intake. Coming up next, Around the Bridges. If you have just joined us, welcome to Central News. The New Zealand Home Loans Hamilton Round the Bridges event is on the 17th of November and provides a great day of fun for the whole family with 2, 6 or 12 kilometre fun runs or walk options. The course takes in some of Hamilton's most beautiful scenery. Harriet met with event organiser Kevin Andres to find out more.
So the New Zealand Home Loans Around the Bridges race is one of the oldest annually contested races in New Zealand. Can you tell us a little bit more about its history?
Absolutely, yes. 69th edition this year, so it started back in 1945, straight off the back of World War II. It's been run continuously since then, so I think it's one of New Zealand's longest standing events that's been annually contested. It started off as an event that drew New Zealand's best runners to it, so it was unofficially New Zealand's Road Running Championships. It's always been a 10 or 12k event. You know, it's had various courses in that time, so it's changed a little bit, but essentially it's been run through central Hamilton and around our bridges, hence the name. Yeah, there were some quirky things that have happened in the past. Hamilton has a railway line that runs through central Hamilton. It used to go right across the main street. Nowadays it goes underground. But there was an incident one time where a couple of runners got a little lead on the pack and a train separated them and the chasing pack. So they got a bit of a jump on the rest of them. So they got ahead of the train, the others had to wait. That doesn't happen anymore. It's more of I guess it's emerged from being a sort of an elitist sport for Hamilton to see New Zealand's best runners into something that's more of a fun run and a real social occasion. So it's Hamilton's or Waikato's fun run for the year. Yeah, it's really neat. It's neat how it's emerged from elitist thing into more of a social thing.
How many people take part in the event each year?
So we're looking at around 5,000 people, so it's a reasonably large event, and it's certainly Waikato's largest fun run walk, and includes a wide range of people, and that's one of the unique things about it, right from from primary school children, right through to your businesses, your secondary school children, families, and I think we've even had like up to 85-year-olds enter the race before. And then of course we've got our elite athletes that are called the Legends, which run it as well.
And how does the event showcase the best of Hamilton?
Yeah, Hamilton's got a lot of neat features, sometimes a little bit underrated, but the event is based from central Hamilton, so Garden Place being the focal point for the event. Everything starts and finishes there. It takes in two of Hamilton's founding bridges, the Fairfield Bridge and the Bridge Street Bridge, and it incorporates the river paths, which are iconic for Hamilton, and it even goes into the Hamilton Gardens. one of New Zealand's best tourist attractions. You know, it's heavily visited, so it takes in really some of the really neat aspects of Hamilton. Finishes back in the city, and a lot of people use it as an occasion. And they finish before lunch, they can go off and have some brunch or breakfast, some lunch, you know, in one of the hospitality precincts. Yeah, it's neat. It's one of the only major events that really is focused on central Hamilton.
Now, you've also been running some training programs leading up to the event, so can you tell us a bit more about those?
Sure. So if people go online to our website, roundthebridges.co.nz, there's training programs there for all aspects of the event. So it's 6 kilometres of whether you want to run it or walk it, and same for the 12 kilometres. The cool thing about our training programs is that they have been produced by our fitness experts here at the Rec Centre at the University of Waikato, which is the local gym on campus. So they've been professionally compiled because we kind of know what you should be doing leading up to the event. So if people, you know, still want to enter now and want to see where they should be at to do the 12 or 6K, they can go online and see that.
Now, tell us about the involvement that local schools have with the event.
As Faye alluded to earlier, there's a 2K event for kids. And when we say kids, it's year 3 school year, so essentially 7-year-olds through to year 8 in this 2K category, which takes in your intermediate schools. It's run in 2-year brackets, so there's year 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 7 to 8. Confused by the numbers, but it's neat. They love it. So they get a really safe environment to run in. It's based in central Hamilton on closed roads. They get a real sense of a major event, which is so different to some of the other, you know, school-based events that they go to. So a lot of them are looking forward to it annually, you know, year on year. I know a lot of the schools do training sessions leading into the event, so they, you know, everyone enjoys it if they're prepared, and you know, the schools have taken that on board. Something like 800 kids are expected in central Hamilton, so it's neat. And then a lot of them do their 2K and then carry on and run with mum or dad and do the 6 or 12K as well. You know, boundless energy. It's really neat.
And how can we enter?
There's a variety of ways, but probably the easiest thing is to go to our website, roundthebridges.co.nz. There's all the information about the event is on that site, and there's an easy click through to entering online.
To enter the race or just find out more, all you need to know can be found on the event website, roundthebridges.co.nz. That is the news for today and this week. We really want you to be involved. So like us on Facebook, let us know your views. If you have news including your own video and photos, you can go to our website and hit upload. Thanks for joining us. I will be here again next week with more guests from in and around our regions. I'm Hilary Entwistle. Have a lovely evening and a fantastic weekend.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.